There we go. All right. So I'll be right back, guys. Give me a quick second to go pee, and I'll be right back. All right, everybody, we've got Ray from Operation Supply Drop on today to talk about not only Operation Supply Drop, but also the 8-bit salute. Are you guys ready to have some fun with Ray up here? He seems like a really cool guy from what I've got to know him. I think this is the first time I've actually spoken directly with him. I am going to go ahead and turn his volume way up for you guys. We're going to turn off the music here. And I'm going to go ahead and poke him and make sure that he's ready. Hold on. So let's go here and go. Are you ready? We'll say, what's up, O-Checker? How you doing, man? Who's piddling? I was piddling. I had to go piddle real quick. Are you ready to go? Double? Death Dealer? Bye, Chaos. Why are you leaving me, Sue? Come back, Sue! Come back! Ready? All right, let's go ahead and bring him up, man.
User was moved to your channel.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. Hello? Are you there, Ray?
I'm here.
Holy moly, there he is.
And in spirit.
In mind, body, and spirit? All three or just two?
I'm going to go with 2 out of the 3 because I think if I'm all 3, there may be a problem.
So that whole long walk on the beach question the other day, that you're not feeling that, huh?
Hey, I love long walks on the beach, especially if it's with you, unless you start piddling, and then I don't want to be part of that whole process.
Well, you know, I do go over and piddle in a bush or something. I don't just do it like right standing there, you know.
Well, okay, then I feel a little bit better about us walking on the beach together then.
Awesome. Sounds great. Everybody, this is, and by the way, when you don't hear me talking, it's because I have push to talk off, and I'm probably saying something to chat. So, and also there's a 20-second delay. So yeah. So if you don't hear anything, it's just because I'm talking to chat and stuff like that. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, everybody. This is Ray from Operation Supply Drop. We're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm going to pretty much let him take the lead here, and I want him to tell us everything there is about Operation Supply Drop, the 8-bit salute that's coming up, who you are, why you are, what you're doing, what everybody's doing, and everything. So, go.
I think I just fainted. That was a lot of questions. In fact, it's probably the most questions I've ever been asked at one time, and I love it.
And within 20 seconds, right?
Within 20 seconds. Okay, you got 2 seconds to answer. Ready, set, go. So, from a big picture, Operation Supply Drop is, and I don't know how many of the wonderful viewers here really know about the organization, but it's a phenomenal organization. Me, I am a military veteran. Just like I know that you are. So, it touches me very close to my heart. I've spent about 21 years in the military, and I'll be retiring here in about a week. So my time has come to an end. About a year ago, I got involved with Operation Supply Drop. I did this exact same thing, which is, what we like to call 8-bit salute, which is all about raising money for the donations and all the stuff that we need to kind of keep the programs running. And there's all kinds of programs that we'll kind of get into, I'm sure, that you're going to ask questions about. But it probably the nutshell, the best way to put it is, Operation Supply Drop it's all about veterans and those that support veterans. You hear a lot of just Operation Supply Drop being veteran driven, and that's our primary focus. But I could tell you, as one of the programs that we have, and we'll kind of be talking to some great news that you're going to have here soon, is that we have teams, and those teams are not only veterans, but they're also the supporters of the veterans, and they kind of come together. They do monthly meetings, and they go to football games and basketball games, and I mean, you name it, they're out there doing it. If you think VFW, and then you add gaming into all of that, that's kind of what the teams are, and it's just one of the many amazing programs that Operation Supply Drop does. So hopefully that was pretty good. I know it was over the 20 seconds. Sorry about that.
Oh, hey, one thing I try to tell people is definitely extend your answers so that we get all the information out. So, 21-year veteran. I'm assuming since you're at Bragg, right?
I am.
Okay, and that
Home
would
of the
make
Airborne.
you, huh?
Home of the Airborne.
Home of the Airborne, yes. I've actually been at Bragg once. We did a practice deployment where we did our first, loading the vehicles onto, to take them out to the ships and back. We did that at Fort Bragg. And it was like, I don't know how many vehicles I drove that day, but it was like we were the only 8 people there, and I must have driven every single vehicle in the Army inventory, okay, that I didn't have a license to drive. So here's a buck private driving a freaking Hemet, down this dusty road with no goggles on. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't run over somebody.
Well, I mean, but that's notorious fashion, right? Because
right?
The Army's, the military's mind thing. It's not even an Army, but the military's kind of thought process is, hey, you're an adult, so here, go drive this, and it doesn't always work out well.
Right. But no, I actually felt, really confident in myself and my abilities after doing it, because I was basically told, do this, and I figured out a way to do it. It's never stepped in a Hemet in my life. I think the only thing I didn't get to drive was a tank. Other than that, of course, I'd been in, 5.77s and 113s and stuff like that, and Bradleys and all those things. But it was a very interesting time. So, if you don't mind me asking, what rank are you right now?
So I am a Sergeant Major. I am the highest you can get inside of the enlisted side.
Okay. All right. And what is your MOS? What do you do and stuff like that?
So I'm a direct support guy where I was inside of the Special Operations Command for a long time. I came in as an infantry guy. I split off, retread as we like to call it, became an MP. I liked that for about 6 months until I was in a bush. No kidding. I was literally in a bush shooting radar at people going by in cars, and I thought this was the stupidest job I could have ever did.
Right.
And then right after that, I went automatically, became a dog handler. And then that kind of carried me through, joined Special Operations, and then it's just kind of carried me through the rest of the way. So it's been a phenomenal ride, and I tell anybody that considers doing any of that stuff that it's truly worth it. It doesn't matter what you do for the military. Obviously, it's all inspiring, and of course, all the countries that I went to visit, some I wish I would never have went to, but unfortunately, I did. It's still a great time.
Right. And one of the things we have a lot of younger people coming through the channel and talking and stuff. And one of the things that I try to convey is the win-win-win that the military is for young people. The fact that you can basically get 2 trade skills out of it. What I mean is you can get your MOS trade skill out of it, and then you can also take the GI Bill. I don't know if that's what it's still called. You can take that and then go get another trade skill. So you're getting 2 trade skills. All the training is completely paid for. You get the training that the military gives you over the time that you're in, paying attention to detail and all the honor and stuff like that it trains you. And really, you only have to do it for 4 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, the way that the system is now, obviously systems changed a lot since I know that you were in. it kind of varies. It depends on MOS. Sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 8.
Right.
But the interesting part for me, really for all veterans, okay. But for me, you think, okay, hey man, 21 years, the highest rank you can ever get as an enlisted guy, it's going to be phenomenal, man. He's going to step out and jump right into some, high-ranking corporate job, and he's just going to be. It doesn't matter if I've led thousands of soldiers to battle. It doesn't matter, what I've done, how many people I've trained. All that stuff is honestly, I have the skills you talked about. I have the ability to get the education you talked about, and more importantly, I have a retirement, which is one of the best things about the military. Is that
not to mention the healthcare too, right?
Yeah, exactly, healthcare, all those things. But really, Operation Supply Drop is really the bridge for me, because the hardest part I think about anybody that becomes a veteran is you make lots of friendships, right?
Right.
But it's different than like your high school friends that you hang out with every weekend. You're going to the beach, you're partying, all those kind of things. You grow a very close bond.
They're
and
your
you
brothers.
all kind of go different. Yeah, the brothers, sisters,
brothers.
whatever.
Yes.
And
yeah,
you all go
brothers,
different
yes,
directions.
Yes.
And what happens is you kind of, that's why suicides are so high and all the other stuff for veterans, is because you almost feel lonely. You don't really have a lot. And that is what, if I tell everybody here the most important thing in my mind that Operation Supply Drop brings, it's that. I mean, every single day I'm talking to somebody who's just like me, that has the same kind of thought process, that, that's devoted to, be as a patriot. It doesn't matter if they're a patriot of the United States, Britain, UK, Australia, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's awe-inspiring, man, and honestly, it helps. It helps every single day. And that, to me, if you talk about Operation Supply Drop, it's a life that you lead after the military, or if you're not in the military, it's a life that you lead to help, be a patriot, whatever country you're in, that Operation Supply Drop supports, which is basically all NATO countries.
And so one of the things that, and I was reading over the website again today just to make sure I refresh my memory about things when we were talking here today. And one of the things that's really exciting to me is that this is going to give us a vehicle to start, for me to start helping this generation of veterans and stuff. And and that is huge to me. I remember being deployed, and how much just a box of cookies meant to me when somebody sent that to me when I was in the field, when I was in Desert Storm. It meant the world to me. It upped my morale in the whole 9 yards. But what you guys is doing, why don't you tell them a little bit about what exactly you send the guys, and what does Operation Supply Drop do, and things like that?
Okay, so just from a kind of a senior level to understand, so I'm kind of a strategic advisor. So my role is really helping the program directors. You got Code 10 in here, he's in here. You've got Empty Foxhole and a couple other guys that do all kinds of different programs that we have, and we kind of talked about them. The one you're talking about here is really the teams versus supply drops. Supply drops are really, every time that somebody donates, that's what it is. That those supply drops, that money kind of goes into a fund. We then change that into games and consoles and shirts and hats, all the stuff that so erase that for a second, because I just want to backtrack that. So you will remember this. You deploy the best day, whether you're in basic training or you're deployed, or if you're at school somewhere. So if you're in college, you can understand this as well. You get a letter from your family, or you get something from your family. it completely just brightens your day, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the best thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what Operation Supply Drop's doing. I'm basically taking these supply drops as another one of these programs. You're putting all these funding and everything else into the pot, and now you're sending games and the other stuff over to veterans that are currently actively fighting the fight, as I call it. So it's a very unique program. I think we've done close to 300 over the entire stretch thus far. But we are ramping it up, and that's why 8-Bit Salute is so important. We want to finish this year with 200, which is a very, very large goal, but we want to do it, because we have to, and because we're here to support the veterans. So.
Okay. So I'm kind of working down the list here to get to the final one on my list of things here. So there's another thing that you guys do called thank you deployments. What are those, and why don't you describe that a little bit?
Yep. So. I don't like to say, wounded warriors. I like to say wounded veterans, because to me, that's what it is. So thank you deployments are based around, wounded veterans.
Okay.
and there's a lot of different ways to understand what a wounded veteran is, and I don't want to go in great detail here because everybody has their opinions, but the idea here is that as part of the teams, again, we talk about that veteran and that civilian side, that camaraderie that kind of grows there. The thank you deployments are then sending a wounded veteran and their chaperone, or their battle buddy, as we will call them, from a team, which is a veteran and a civilian, to different locations throughout wherever they're at. So, for instance, we've done stuff. We just did one to PAX East. We're going to do some down in Austin. I'm sure E3 we'll send guys there. There's lots of other non-gaming stuff that's happening. Because gaming is a piece of it. It's definitely generationally relevant right now. But obviously, there's a lot of other things that we do for those thank you deployments. So that's the best way to kind of say it. It's a wounded veteran and a civilian counterpart that supports them, kind of going to an event together or going to do something together, whether it's hunting, fishing, or whatever in the future.
Awesome. So you've mentioned it a couple times. You've kind of given us a little taste of the word "the teams." Why don't we get into what the teams are? And it sounds all official and stuff. The teams. Why don't we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So first off, everybody that's in here, I would tell you, if you're patriotic, you're a veteran, or you just love being around other people and going out, the teams is where you want to end up. So I don't know if somebody in here can post a link just so that you can see and kind of read over it as I'm talking. But so the concept of the teams is that you have all these different locations. I think there's 30 in total now. You have United States, we've got some in Australia, we've got one in the UK, and it's just going to keep expanding. We got one in Canada now, so this thing is going to continue to blow up. The teams are, I like to say that they're split in half, but they're not, because everybody is one group, but for all intents and purposes, you have a military side or veteran side that could be active duty, or those that have retired, or whatever, and then you have your other side, which is your civilian. So on that team, you have a co-leader, a veteran co-leader, and then you have a civilian co-leader. That team operates whatever region they're in. So, for instance, for me, I am the Central North Carolina team leader, the veteran side. So my responsibilities really is to get as many people as I can into this group, into this team, and then we go out and we do events. One of the events that we're planning right now is to go watch the Carolina Panthers play here, probably around August time frame, and it's family friendly, and we're going to get everybody together, and we're all going to go to a game, sit around, hang out, tell war stories, and all the stuff that we like to do, and that's kind of a quick overview of what truly the teams is.
So it really So it really seems that you're really putting a foundation in here of civilian and veteran together. What is the thought process behind that? Why is that such a strong theme that I'm hearing throughout your explanations?
Well, and again, I go back to my story. Hey, I should be at a corporate level, stepping out and be a president of a company somewhere, but that's just not reality.
Right.
So and I like to think in my mind, only because you should always think this way of yourself. But I like to think I'm at the top end, right? Well, there's a whole bunch of people between me and kind of that bottom end, and if I'm having problems leaving as high as I am coming out of the military to find a job and to get resume help and to have somebody to talk to that could just explain to me the difference between the military life that I've lived versus the civilian life. That's what the teams is there to do. I mean, the teams is there to give both the veterans and, a prime example right now is I have an individual here in North Carolina that wants to enter the military, and a perfect match. He's asking questions. He's, hey, what do I need to do? Is there? Yeah, hey man, let me help you. And it's the same thing, vice versa, where a veteran's coming out and now they're coming into a location that's safe, somewhere where they can lean on friends. If they have thoughts of doing things that we all hope that they don't do, they've got 20 or 30 people now that they can pick up the phone and call, and they care about them because it's the brotherhood and sisterhood now. I mean that team is combined. It's just like, again, being in the military and all the other things they do.
Right. So I believe that and I don't know if you want to get to this right now or if you want to continue talking about stuff, but I believe that there's some sort of announcement or something that you've been holding back or something like that's going on with the teams.
Well, absolutely. I think probably the most important announcement is the fact that that you and your lovely wife there are going to be standing up the team there in OSD Portland, which I think is, first off, thank you for your service, and then again for taking on that portion there to stand that team up. So thank you.
Well, and when this was brought to us, it's an opportunity and it's an honor. It's an honor to have this responsibility, and I thank you guys for asking us to do this and stuff like that. And I can't say that I'm not apprehensive about it, because I'm apprehensive about everything, you know what I mean? But
Yep.
It's a challenge, and I'm looking forward to it being a challenge. But really what I'm looking forward to is getting out and giving veterans a hand, and giving people a hand, and talking about Operation Supply Drop and stuff like that. And I'm really, really, really getting excited about this and stuff. And I do believe that we have, I don't know if Shadis Nora mentioned to you, but I do believe that we have an event that we're planning coming up here in June. Did she mention anything about that with you?
I'm sure she did yesterday. It was a blur, trust me.
So in June, I believe that we are going to be doing our first function, and it's kind of a Chaoschunk get together, an Operation Supply Drop get together, and we're going to go to a venue and get everybody together and do some bowling and just have a good time. And we're going to broadcast the entire thing on Twitch, and that's what we're planning on June 20th coming up here. We're really looking forward to it.
Well, I think the thing that you're going to love, and everybody, Co10, BTED, all these, the Operation Supply Drop people that are in here are going to tell you that you're already part of the family, and you can see that obviously with the guys that have come in here already to kind of hear this and that's the part you're going to love about this. And I know you got some teams already close to you. You got Seattle just north of you. You got LA down south. Both those teams are doing phenomenal work. So you've got somebody. Probably the hardest thing is always look around and go, hey man, who do I lean on to get help? Well, guess what? You definitely have two phenomenal teams there that you can tap, and they can help you build that thing and make it even better as you guys move forward. So congratulations, and I'm super stoked that both of you joined to help out.
Well, thank you. So let's change gears here a little bit, and I want to talk about what's coming up on the 16th, and that's another thing I'm really freaking excited about, is the 8-bit salute. Why don't you tell us all about that and the fun that's going to be had on that day?
Yeah, so the 8-bit salute is a phenomenal fundraiser event. I mean, if you love gaming and you don't show up, I'm not even sure why. It's really focused around gaming. I mean, that's what it is. It's going to be 24 hours of gaming. It'll start. I say that, but reality is going to start Friday. Some people have been doing it now for a month. 8-bit as it is, just the name or the fundraising campaign, as you can call it, is a year-long process. But May 16th to 17th, 12 to 12, 24 hours of streaming, and you have all kinds of people that are out there just rocking it. And all they're doing is, bringing in the funding to, again, help those programs we talked about, the teams, supply drops, thank you deployments, and then, of course, the regular teams that we have that are in person to make those things better as we move forward. So it's a phenomenal thing, and it's all evolved around gaming. So anybody that's in this chat should absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. We have something planned to do on that day. We're going to go 12 hours that day because I'm old and fat, and when you're old and fat like me, doing 24 hours can kind of kick you in the tuchus. So that's why we're only doing 12 hours. So.
Well, I'd probably make it about 3 hours. So you're well above what I could make it. Trust me.
All right, so is there anything else that I might have missed? Do we want to touch on or anything like that before we let you go?
No, I mean, I think we're 100% good. Welcome you and your better half, as we'll call her, to the Operation Supply Drop family. And for those that are in the chat, I appreciate you taking the time to come out. This is truly about veterans, but it's also about all of you that are there. So, again, take time to come. Take time to look at the teams and all the other stuff, and truly understand that your dollars, whether you believe in what's going on politically, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're here to support those around us. And like I like to say, giving is probably the best thing you can do as a human being. So thanks for everything, and I really, truly appreciate you, Chaos, taking a little bit of time, man, to set this up.
No, I appreciate you taking the time to come here and explain these things to us and explain it to the people in the channel and stuff. It's awesome. It's an honor to have you here, and thank you so very, very much. And can't wait to get started.
Well, good. All right. Well, let's get off the chat and you can start.
All right. Thank you, sir. Here we go.
User was moved out of your
All right, guys, that was Ray from Operation Supply Drop, Mr. Double Death Dealer in the channel. If you guys want to all give him a nice little salute in 07 for him, and thank him very much for coming on and talking about what's going on. So basically, to do a quick little recap, is Chaoschunk and I are going to be the team, Operation Supply Drop Team Portland, here in Portland, Oregon. I am so excited about this, you guys. It is something that's going to be freaking awesome. The fact that I get to help some veterans out there and other people, and just it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to this. We got the 8-bit salute that's going to be coming up that we're going to be helping out with, coming up on the 16th with Operation Supply Drop. Again, totally excited about this. So everybody that's here, thank you so much for listening, standing by, and all that fun stuff and greatness. So I'm going to actually take another quick break real quick just to make sure that I covered everything that I need to cover with the CEO, Chief Cook and Bottle Washer, Chaoschunk, and we will get back to gameplay. And also, can we do a poll? I'm thinking about playing something